Hi, everyone. Welcome to the live broadcast for today. My name is Natalie Ledwell, and I am looking forward to talking to you today about the frequency of gratitude. Now, I know that if you are into personal development, that you know about gratitude. You know that we should be keeping gratitude journals. Gratitude's a really good way for us to raise our vibration. It's a great way for us to, get into our happy place when we're feeling stuck, or if we're feeling stagnant, or if in a moment of stress. Then getting into a place of gratitude is really good way for us to alleviate ourselves energetically out of that space. So I'm going to be talking a lot about that today, about what the frequency of gratitude is. Now, if you're new to Mind Movies and new to me in these broadcasts, my name is Natalie Ledwell. I'm actually the co-founder of Mind Movies, and I'm here to help you create the life that you want through the law of attraction. That is my goal. Now, I want to also let you know that because I'm talking about gratitude today and the frequency of gratitude, if you want to learn more about how to get to that frequency, if you type the word gratitude into the text box below this video, or to the side of this video, wherever it is, then I'm going to send you some information about this incredible system that I put together, which is all about how to get into the frequency of gratitude. Because the more often that we can do that, the easier our life is, and the more flow that we are in. So type gratitude in, and then I'll be able to send you all the information on that incredible system that I created. But let me say some hellos before I go through with the content for today. So Terry Collier, great to see you here again. Tristan Truscott, good to see you here as well, my friend. Michelle Kind, good to see you as well. Donna McGriff from Little Rock, Arkansas, and Sabrina Truscott. I've got the two Truscotts together. That's fantastic. Thank you. I've got the double there. Sandra Kramer, good to see you here as well. And Carl Gustav, good to see you here as well, my friend. All the way, Estonia is 100 years old now. So Carl Gustav is a regular viewer here on the show, and he's all the way from Estonia. So Estonia is turning 100 years old. So happy birthday, Estonia. Great to see. And I've got Stephanie from Mississippi. Hello, darling. How are you? All right, so let's get into our content today. And like we said, we're talking about gratitude and being in the frequency of gratitude. So why is this important? Okay, so when it comes to gratitude, we're not talking just about giving lip service to the words thank you. We're actually going a little bit more deeper in this. And we're talking about, when we're talking about the frequency of gratitude, we're talking about consistently being able to do things that keep us in that vibration. So these higher vibrations that we're talking about, these high vibrations, higher emotional vibrations include things like love and joy and gratitude and peace. And these are also the same frequency as abundance. So the more often that we can be in that frequency, the easier it is for us to create abundance in whatever form or whatever that looks like for us in our life, okay? So, things that we want to do is like express gratitude daily, and we can do that through, verbally expressing, through writing down, to committing to a journal, but whatever you do, try and make it a practice that you can do consistently. And it doesn't have to be the same thing all the time. There are different ways that we can do that. For me, one of my triggers is when I walk Bella out in the mornings along the marina here. That's my time in the morning to drop in, take a breath, and just really focus on everything that I'm grateful in my life. I have this incredible, amazing, beautiful life that, when I was struggling, and back when we were trying to launch Mind Movies and working 12-hour days and just stressed out of our minds, we would talk about this amazing life that we were creating. But the life that I get to live far exceeds, anything that I could have ever dreamt up back then. And so for that, I'm truly grateful. And it's not just being grateful for the bigger things, but for smaller things as well. So if you can get into a practice of, really making sure that you, are grateful throughout the day, I know that with our USM program, or our Ultimate Success Masterclass, I encourage people to get reminders or little notifications, text messages sent to their phone to remind them throughout the day to stop in that moment and look around and be grateful for something in that moment. And what that's doing is helping us to get into the practice and the habit of always looking for the good. Always focusing on what's in the good. It's so easy for us to see what's not going well and what's bugging us, what's annoying us, or what's really stressing us out in that moment. But even in a moment of stress, we can stop, take a breath, and look around us and go, you know what? I'm just so grateful, that I have the team around me to help me. I'm so grateful that that I get to live where I do, or I'm so grateful that that I have amazing coffee to drink throughout the day that's going to keep me going. So whatever that is, so really focus on that, and really be focused, open to new things. Don't always be grateful for the same things all the time. Really look for something new. Sometimes I'm just grateful for when I get to, walk Bella, because I live in LA and then I'm often in San Diego, when I actually get a place where there's grass for her. And I love the smell of the grass. Like even something as simple as that can really help to expand your heart. And of course, when you're focusing on the small things like that, it's so much easier to be grateful for the bigger things as well. And also, try and be specific about the things that you're grateful for as well. So let's say, for example, like I said before, I'm so grateful for the My Movies team and, and the amazing job they do at supporting our community. And the way that so I could say I'm grateful for the My Movies team, but then I can get a little bit more specific. And I could talk about, how well they represent our company. I can talk about how well they work together as a cohesive team. How we can come up with an idea and we put it to the team and they just make it happen. How they support each of our community. And there are so many things I could go into here. But, when you get more specific like that, it really helps to open up your heart even more to gratitude and be in that frequency more consistently. Okay. And when you're doing any of these gratitude practices, it's really important that you just don't go through the motions. It's important that when you're doing these things that you actually feel gratitude, that you feel this heart expansion, that you feel this flow, that you feel, amazing, and you feel in this place of gratitude and thankfulness, because this is the whole point, because our emotions are what is the frequency that we're sending out into the universe. And that frequency is the vibrational match to the abundance that we want to attract. So feeling in those moments when you're going through and doing these practices is super, super important. Okay, so that's the biggest part of that whole practice, that we do that. Okay, so don't forget, guys, if you're just new to the broadcast, that if you want to check out the amazing system that I put together, because, as we do here at My Movies, we're always putting together systems to make it easy for you to know what the next step is. We lay it out in a beautiful system that's easy to follow, but I have a system I put together on how to maintain the frequency of gratitude. If you want to get information on that, just put the word gratitude in the text box here, and we can send you some information on that particular system. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about different ways that you can show gratitude. Now, I've already gone through a few of them, writing in your journal. When I'm out walking during the day with Bella, I have a little trigger, sending yourself reminders. We're working, and I know you've heard me talk about this before, working on a children's program at the moment. And we'll have different ways that we get the children in the curriculum to show gratitude. And we've had a couple of pilot programs with some of the schools, and the teachers and the students are individually coming up with different ways that they can express gratitude. One way that they did that is that at Christmas, this teacher with her class gave out some Christmas cards, and the students had to choose either one or two teachers that they wanted to give a card to, and they had to write in the card why they were grateful for that particular teacher, and then they had to hand deliver the card, which was absolutely amazing. For the younger children, we're getting them to do like a gratitude chain. So, they'll have strips of paper and they write, I am grateful for, and then create a little loop, and it's like a chain. and they just put it up and it decorates the classroom. So there's so many different ways that we can do that. You could write little post-it notes, and stick it on someone's windscreen, or you can put a little post-it note in, your spouse's lunch or your children's lunchbox or something like that. So get really creative with the different ways that you can do that. And I think that you'll find that when you do that, it really helps to, like we said, always put you in this frequency of gratitude and abundance. Okay, so I can see lots of people are coming through now. Let me say a few more hellos while I'm here. I've got Minerva. Hi Minerva, how are you? Michelle Kine, she goes, I need to do that again. Our day gets away. And see, this is the thing. Yes, our day always gets away. Today in particular, I have lots of fires I'm putting out right now. I have a big meeting that I'm helping to organize of the Association of Transformational Leaders, meetings up in Solvang, which is in California. And it looks like there's a mandatory evacuation of Santa Barbara right now. We have to drive through Santa Barbara to get to Solvang. But even in these moments, I can sit down and go, you know what? Everything will work out. And I'm so grateful that it's not just me that needs to solve this, that we have this incredible group around us that are getting to do that. So it's just always getting into that habit of that gratitude so you can stay at that frequency. So yes, I understand. Lynette Butt, good to see you here again, darling. Always good to see you. Deb Bradbury is from Busselton in Western Australia. Hi, Deb. Good to see you here. Fiona McEwen, she's saying, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head as there's very bad weather in Scotland. And I worry for the homeless people out there. You know what? Exactly. We don't have to look that far, especially if we live in a city anywhere in the civilized world, and where we can see people who homelessness, people who are less fortunate than us, people that don't have their health, people that are ailing. There are so many reasons for us to be grateful. And it's not even just at the, seeing the other people's situations, but just, being grateful for like little flowers that are coming up in the grass because, that indicates that spring is coming. It's kind of a little cool outside and has been in California, which is so strange. But the sun is shining, and that's something amazing for me. As long as the sun is shining, I'm really a happy girl. To even be grateful for those small mercies as well. Like the rain that's coming right now in Solvang and around that Santa Barbara area. They really need the rain. So, we're praying for the rain to come, but just not too much that it creates the mudslides again. So, really focusing on the positive of everything keeps you in that vibration. Okay, so Matt Gibbs. You're new. Well, welcome, Matt Gibbs. Good to see you here. He says, I'm grateful to have found this. I was thinking gratitude this morning and found this live video. See, of course you did. We have this saying in Australia that I must have felt you in my waters. No. So, of course, Matt, I'm so glad that you did find us. And like we said, like all these different ideas. And if you on the broadcast here and you have a different idea of how you practice gratitude or how you, really focus on that, make sure you share it here in the text box as well so that we can have a look at that too. Okay, so I've got Vanessa Kelly Brown. Hi, how are you? Michelle Healy is from Montreal and Quebec. Good to see you. Micheline, I should say. I beg your pardon. Deirdre is from Deirdre Fitzsimmons is saying hi, Natty. Hello, darling. And Steve Yardich is from Toronto. Steve saying, my grandmother always said, every day above ground is a great day. All the rest you could deal with. You know what? I think I have to agree with that as well. So, guys, remember that if you are here and you've just joined the broadcast a little late, and you would like to find out all about the system I put together to help you to maintain the frequency of gratitude on a more consistent basis, just type the word gratitude into the text box here, and then we'll be sending you all the details about that system. We'll send you a message about that. So, we've talked about a whole different way that you can do that, the reason why gratitude is so important. But, what you might want to do is what you want to do is, start writing down some of these things and start sharing with other people what you're doing to be able to create gratitude, because it can be very contagious. I know that sometimes when I'm teaching gratitude practices and some of the programs that I do, the students or members will make it a family practice. So at the dinner table, they'll sit around and everyone gets to share something that, they're grateful for that day. At the My Movies team, we actually do a stand-up meeting every week where we share a win, we share a challenge, and then we share what we're grateful for or who else on the team that we are grateful for. So it's a practice that we have within the company ourselves. So really think about some creative ways that you can practice gratitude, and make sure that you get the information about my system on how to stay in the frequency of gratitude. And to do that, all you need to do is type the word gratitude into the text box, and we'll send you all the information on that. So guys, I want to thank you all for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. Good to see so many people attending today, which is great. And I will be back again next week. So I look forward to chatting to you then. It'll be Wednesday at 4 p.m. And so have a fantastic weekend wherever you are. I hope you're surrounded by loved ones, and I look forward to chatting to you again next week. All right, everyone. See you later. Bye for now.